Condors Esports is innovating intercollegiate gaming in Ontario and beyond. We've built a community where you can compete, play, and work in a dynamic program accessible from all campuses.
Condors Esports is more than just gaming. Here, you'll find empowerment and inspiration in state-of-the-art facilities equipped with the latest technologies and unwavering support.
We are varsity athletes, turning victories into championships as high-performing gamers.
We are relentless, constantly pushing our limits and pursuing excellence through every match.
We are Condors. Gaming connects us on campus or online, all through best-in-class equipment.
We're building a foundation of experience, powered by our passion, and developing skills that drive personal and professional success.
We are eager students, transforming our dreams into careers in dynamic and emerging industries.
Condors Esports goes beyond gaming, fostering enduring friendships, unforgettable experiences, and meaningful connections.
This is your chance to transform your passion for video games, esports, and technology into something impactful. Learn how Conestoga is introducing Condors Esports to your campus and connect with fellow Condors striving to soar.
We
are Condors.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for some Valorant GC action. I want to give a quick thank you to our partners, the Conestoga College itself, Conestoga Students Incorporated, Nike, and Six Sigma. It's fun to hear that list grow, isn't it? I'm Curtis Cove Collings alongside Brody Leaf Moore.
Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. And
it sounds great.
Like you are.
Yeah, you were saying just before how excited you are for tonight.
I love Valorant. It's one of my favorite games to play personally, a lot more than I like playing League. And I like to say I know a little bit more, but I know that you guys would call me out on a little bit of my information gaps.
I'll call you out too.
Thank you.
But even though I don't know if you'll be wrong.
Good. Yeah. Just constant critiquing. I love that. Yeah, that'd be great. No, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about some Valorant action?
Good. Yeah. No, it's awesome. Again, Monday night we saw our other squad at Conestoga. So tonight's all about GC. So it's fun to get every single team on broadcast as much as possible. And for myself, again, just trying to familiarize myself more so with all the agents and the abilities on here. So learning is always exciting.
Well, that's the biggest thing as someone who myself was a big Counter-Strike guy growing up a lot, and making the switch over to Valorant myself. I still loved playing both, and sadly we don't get to do the Counter-Strike games.
Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I liked it, but until CS2 is in a better place, we'll just pray for its survival in the meantime, because wow, people are dooming on that game.
Yeah, it we'll let that all be bygones be bygones. Exactly. So we'll let them figure it out. But yeah, at the same time, it is interesting because again, CS as a game is just, you said you played it, I played it, we've all played it. It's a foundational game when it comes to esports. You know, it's one of the grandfathers that paved the way for us to have what you're seeing right now. I mean, like to have a facility like this, to have a whole ecosystem built around this stuff. It started with games like that, and as we move forward through time and as it marches on, you get games like Valorant popping up. We're very clearly inspired by Counter-Strike. Well, it's a direct lineage of that game.
I'm sure if you asked a lot of our players here, they have an extensive amount of experience in Counter-Strike, and here is the Valorant GC roster, and in order of how they'll be sitting, it's Ella Bloom, MGD, Panko, Mina, and Kaz, a very, very talented roster that I'm very excited to see get into the game and what they can offer and show us.
Right.
And wow, it's surprising how good they can aim. I mean, I was okay in comparison to like my friends, but they're so good.
And of course, this is going to be their first matchup here. Zeros across the board, not a mistake. It's because we don't have any numbers to put in there yet. So this will be a good idea or a good chance to see where exactly we're maybe sitting compared to at least, one other team. There's lots more to play after that. But getting a win here would be just nice for moving forward. Whether it's a win or loss, though, it doesn't matter. Lots of games to be played throughout the season.
Well, yeah, this is the NACE Varsity Plus season. And, yeah, there goes the bracket. Today we will be facing off the NC State University. So big matchup here, and a big school just in general, one of those Division I power schools when it comes to all sports. So it's going to be a very big matchup, and it's one of those ones where my dad, who's more of a traditional sports guy, I can go to him and I could say, I got to, Condors faced off against not UNC, but NC State. This is going to be a big matchup, and I'm expecting some fireworks tonight.
Yeah, to me, again, it'll be interesting to see. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mina is one of the newer members to the squad here. The rest, we see some familiar faces, which is always nice because it means they don't have to work too much from scratch when it comes to getting themselves back in the flow of everything. If you just have the minimal amount of changes, the minimal amount of effort it is coming into the next season. But I'm betting there's going to be a little bit of rust to shake off once you actually get to the thick of competition and you realize, okay, here's where comms need to step up, or here's where we're doing well that we should focus on, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm excited to see if they can come out strong at the beginning, or if we will have a little bit of momentum to gain.
Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed just with our Conestoga units entirely, is just how much they practice and how much they emphasize getting that teamwork in, and with the league team especially incorporating the 2 new members. And soon enough, we'll see it with the Rocket League team probably next year, as this is that trio's last year together. Right. So it's important to see how they incorporate the new talents going forward. And I mean, it'll be their first matchup, and they've had plenty of time to scrim together, and they've had plenty of time to play together. But when, dust settles, how is it going to go?
Yeah. When you're actually dropped into the middle of competition, things start to change. I mean, we also know these players oftentimes before played from home a lot, but actually being in the facility now and playing is something that can change. I mean, even though this isn't a massive audience or anything in front of you watching and cheering, that it's still playing next to the person that changes how fast you're able to calm. It's nice. It's actually usually nice to play beside your teammates, but also can change it a bit. Also, the adrenaline might start to hit when you're like, oh, okay, wait, this is a competition. This is being streamed out live. People can actually sit down and watch us. That knowledge at the back of your head that, oh, there's viewers judging my every moment and every move here does play a little bit of weight.
Oh, always. It can't not, really. And I know that we have at least over 10 people, and that would be enough to make me panic. I don't know, when you play shooter games and all my friends are dead and they're watching me try to clutch, I panic. And those are my friends watching me. So, and I don't know if, Condor students watching this, if you've been to the hub, you know that where the players are sitting, it's a stage. And being on stage also does something to you, let alone sitting shoulder to shoulder with your teammates going into this battle with you.
Now, granted, again, they have played in the studio before. They do have some experience with it, but
thank goodness.
It is still, when you take a break away from anything, competition-wise, you're gonna have a little bit of rust getting back into it. You got to get that flow going again. So hopefully, it's not going to be too big of a hurdle for them to get into it, but that always is a possibility when you're looking at getting back in the swing of things, especially because this is their first match in this league.
Well, exactly, and it's always important to see how confidence is going to come out and how confidence will be a determining factor, as in these early matchups when strategies aren't so set in stone and it's more so about hitting your shots and playing off important picks, is how is the confidence of the team? How are they going to be confident rotating around the map? How are they going to be confident taking angles? And how are they going to be confident taking fights? It's something that it goes for all esports entirely when you're facing off against an opponent for the first time, is when you don't have the practice, when you don't have the strats, when you can't study as much. And I'm sure they have been studying. It's one of the big things that I like to preach about the Condors, is the coaching is really good. But will that confidence be on display? And do you think that they could go into a matchup against a big team like this?
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about prep. We even saw it with our league team yesterday. I mean, there was a lot of prep and confidence going into it, and sometimes the execution falls apart. If you can't execute the plan in the prep, or the prep just turns into something not relevant because your opponents are doing something outside of the window of reasonable expectation, then yeah, you might have some hiccups you have to deal with, and it might not go as planned. So the actual competition, again, as much prep as you're doing, to back up that confidence, it could go out the window the second that you hit a field.
Oh, yeah, and all we can do here is speculate, really, as we don't really have anything to go off even ourselves. And so one of the big things moving forward is just going to be seeing how they play and if they go up early, if they continue strategies, if they double down, and what kind of strategies they're going to come out with. And some of the things that I know will happen just as someone watches Valorant, and we were talking about this beforehand, is Goyo play comes out a lot and Neon play comes out a lot. And it took the scene a little bit of time to learn Goyo. As you were saying, that it's not something we saw until really kind of recently, where it's in every single game now.
Goyo, I thought it was Gecko.
Oh, Gecko. Sorry,
yeah, okay.
Goyo is Rainbow Six Siege.
I guess I knew less than I knew.
That's on me. Goyo is the guy that puts down the fire shields in Rainbow Six Siege.
I thought all of a sudden a forearm monster was going to come out. I'm thinking Goro, and I'm like, can you imagine Goro busts through the wall in one of these maps? 4 arms, just grabs.
That would be intense.
Yeah, that would be. It's not going to happen though, because Goro is not in.
Thank goodness. I think my head would explode. I think that would be too much information for me there.
That's great. That's really fun. But yeah, you see the players getting ready as they're getting into vetoes in just a few moments.
Yeah, our game will start up very soon, but we'll see you guys after a short break.
Conestoga College is setting the stage for a new era in gaming. In 2025, we're opening a state-of-the-art esports venue, a premier facility for high-performing gamers in Canada.
In this 10,000 square foot facility, we're putting you in the center of the action. The facility will have 50 top-tier PC stations, 5 console stations, immersive VR stations, a team operations room, a full production suite, and a premier competition stage.
Esports is a rapidly evolving industry with global viewership of 532 million in 2022. This initiative goes beyond esports. It's also a platform for forging bonds, making memories, and creating connections.
Since 2020, Condors Esports continues to evolve, providing industry-leading facilities and experiences to the esports community.
Conestoga's esports venue expresses a sustainable and intentional future to compete, play, and work, all powered by gaming.
Esports is for everybody. That's what makes this so special, where there's not a lot of barrier to entry. It's, do you have a passion for gaming? That's all it really takes. There's so many different things involved in this. It really does take that full team to make a successful event run. And that's what this program does. You got the lighting going on, you got the video capture going on, you got the whole production crew that are packaging this all together, you have the shoutcasting that's happening. We want to be, that pinnacle for esports. We want students to come here, learn from industry best, and launch their careers in esports. You have that new arena that's being built. To have that investment through the college, it proves a lot. We're invested in this. This can lead to something really big and something really neat and something that you're really invested in. It's $1 billion industry, and we really can't wait to see where this goes.
Oh, brother, we are so close to getting into our Valorant GC action against NC State.
That close.
We're so close to getting there. They're getting the lobby set up. We're going to get into our map bans. Or I think they've done their map bans, but we don't know them yet here. So I'm excited to get into them. I'm excited to talk to you guys about them, and I'm excited to talk to you, Brody, Alif, more. And, of course, if you guys weren't here for the intro, Curtis Gove calling says, here they are.
Yep, this is the screen that we put up when they're coming, so I knew they were on their way. Haven's a good get rid of. Our other squad didn't do too well on there. Classic to see Bind. It makes sense. Actually, our squad did pretty well on Icebox as well in the last semester. So hopefully that can. I think it was the squad that was doing all right. Or they said they liked Icebox. So hopefully that'll be good. We got defense on both of those to start there, and the Ascent all the way at the end will also be a defense too.
Yeah, big defensive game for us, and we're going to have to really bring it on the second half of every single map on offense, but the hope is we only have to bring it on offense on Bind and Icebox tonight.
Well, that's realistically, I mean, if we get a good early lead on those. But yeah, I'm hoping, because I mean, Bind is, that's a map that everyone really enjoys.
It's tried and true.
Right, yeah. But Icebox is the one that I've always just heard a little bit of contention around. I've seen some teams use it really well. Other teams feel a little lost in it. So hopefully, again, as you said, we don't end up on Ascent at the end there. But that's another familiar face too. So it'll be intriguing to see how that Icebox maps goes if we can do well on Bind to begin with.
Well, yeah, we got two of the Valorant originals, as I like to call them, two of the maps that I'm pretty sure every single day one Valorant player is very familiar with. And then, yeah, that Icebox, which polarizing when it came out and continuously being a polarizing map in the competitive and casual scene, where I'll be interested to see how the strategies go down and if the enemies that NC State who did pick the map are specialists on it.
Yeah, it was seeing how that map can be used, Icebox can be used, was very fun to see, but it does feel like you have to go into it with, any of this realistically with a game plan. But yeah, that one, hopefully, people have a lot of time to work on that sense. So hopefully it's not too much of a problem for people anymore going forward. But we'll see. There could be some winging it, some station like set up plans that they're going to go for, but you never know what your opponents are going to bring that you have to react to.
Yeah, the only thing I can really speak off of my own personal experience as someone who, trust me, has played only at low level Valorant. I'm not good enough to. I'm not good enough to be.
Well, what's your experience? It's still valuable to us.
Oh,
right
exactly.
Now because
and
we have
so
to fill.
the biggest. That's one way to call it. Wow, just full no shame about it as we wait for the game to start. But my experience is when playing with my friends, I usually take on the IGL role, where on maps like Bind and maps like Ascent, it's more so just like, do whatever. It's Valorant. But on a map like Icebox, I'll be like, hey guys, I prefer you guys to be here. I prefer me to be mid, and I prefer you guys to be over there. And this is what I think will actually work. And Icebox is one of those ones where you have to prep and you have to be ready at a casual level and at a competitive level.
I still think it's insane how Ella plays with her leg up like that. Yeah, although I do have like a very separate, when I'm playing like Rocket League, for instance, I have to have my legs crossed in a very specific manner so my controller sits. So I get if you've built the habit for that, it can make a lot of sense.
And speaking of habits, getting into the characters that the Valorant squad love to play here, the Condors locking in Viper for Ella.
Yep.
That's Cypher for MGD. That's Raze for Panko. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I played. That's Brimstone for Mina, and that is Sky for the last remaining member down there, Kaz. And then on the other squad there, it looks like no one is locked in other than
Jagero.
or as I like to call him, Goyo.
Goyo, that's what he said, yeah.
From the world-famous Rainbow Six Siege. And if we had a Rainbow Six Siege team, then I would be very proud to say that. That's one of my old mains.
Would you be playing? Oh, yeah.
I didn't put 1,000 hours into that game for nothing. I mean, I would try my best, but since I touched grass, it's been over. Back to the characters, though. Small Cat on the NC State side playing as Viper, and Astra coming out there from Exceltic. Free Fire playing Raze, very descriptive name and character going together, and Howl playing Chamber. Some of the big things you could look for. I loved playing Chamber when I played. His ultimate ability is literally just pulling out an operator.
Right.
So how can you not love that? And then the initiators for the NC State squad are going to be that raise. Look for it to be flying around the sky. Look for explosives to be coming down the map. And look for how Conestoga is going to have to counter a speed attack, as Pango is going to have the mirror match up there. So we're going to have a lot of really exciting Valorants as we head into our first matchup here. Heading into the bye phase, you're going to see a lot of ghosts come out, and I want to see some crisp headshots. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Nothing less from the squad. That's it. Up against NC, the Condors looking to take this down in 2 if we can, but it is a best of 3 as per usual. We'll see if we end up on Ascent in the finale. But I will have to point out, just before getting into this, one last useless thing is that I like Chamber a lot because he kind of reminds me of Chester Bennington from Linkin Park fame. So I don't know. It just kind of looks like him, doesn't it?
I see the vibes. I see the energy here. As we got a little bit of split push going on from NC State. 2 members going on that A site and 3 members on that B site. Of course, the B site can teleport over to A pretty quickly, and it's a large distance they cover. Of course, very loud as they're sneaking up through, looking to go through the hookah side of the map. As still sending 2 members over at that A site as the NC State squad.
But it looks like the B might be a bit of the move for them. Bombs on that side. They're just trying to suss it out there. They do manage to take down a player, so that could end up being a rotate as they have a little bit of action over on A.
Yeah, so that's the big danger about having a Chamber rounds 1 is that they get to buy all their ability points into that gun that is a one-shot, 1 kill. It's better than the Sheriff as big action's going to go down here. Ella Bloom holding on position in Lamps there, but going down to Infamous Jackson as this has been a very efficient attack here from the NC State squad. The player in heaven going down, that is Kaz, as the Chamber having a big attack there as Conestoga losing a member early, and it's been a man disadvantage the whole way out.
It's just me left. A little aggression there coming out from NC. Means that she's not going to stay alive. Yeah, it's a bit troublesome when you have 5 players coming your way.
Well, yeah, and the big danger there was that Panko just got stuck in the teleport there between a rock and a hard place, being pincered between 2 enemies at once there and becoming like the ball in Rocket League and having 2 players jet boosting onto you.
We've also been saying, by the way, Mina's name wrong. According to her tag, it's Mina.
Apologies.
So every time you call her out, just so you know.
I'll elongate it. Or I'll just call her Elongated Mina.
As her keyboard got stuck.
She doesn't know how to deactivate sticky keys. As a little bit of a push through the bathrooms here as they don't know about how using the teleport ability to go away, but it is where that Kaz is peeking. 2 players coming in and a big headshot onto Panko, but picking up the kill is Kaz. A trade that does not go in their favor as pushing onto the A side. Big there is the NC State squad immediately getting that spike planted. It's going to be big on Ella Bloom to hold this down as Kaz also goes down.
Yeah, again, a bit problematic. Very late rotate coming out from our last player, Cypher, making their way over there, but between the 2 of them, it's going to be difficult to take this back, especially when you're still rocking your pistols on this round. 3rd, they might try to get that force buy out, but not right now.
And that's about as bad as it could go, as each member of NC State getting a single kill. While that doesn't help them very much in getting their ultimates charged up, it does help them a lot in the economy battle.
It's economy, which puts them in a good position to later on start to steamroll. Because if you can, at least get a couple points on the board towards those ults, once you start hitting those mid rounds, you're going to start to roll over your opponents pretty quickly.
And one of the big stories of Valorant is that when you win the pistol round, you typically win the second round, and we saw that on display there. Valorant trying to do a counter push, going all the way in the bathrooms with Sheriffs, and they did get 1 kill out of it, but wasn't worth it. As Kaz almost seeing Small Cat there on a short, but unable to get to it. The Viper immediately putting down that wall and giving the NC State different angles of attack here as they are coming up on B side with the bomb here. So look for the Gecko to make the plant here using their abilities. And of course, the reason why they have been being played a lot more recently is because they have recyclable abilities. And so if you keep your Gecko alive, you have a big advantage. Howl for the NC State gets another kill going off in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, again, we've lost a player on that, or early on, way too much, and this makes defending that spike plant a little bit harder. The move is going to come real strong onto A site here. The battle begins. No one's dropped yet. There's finally Mina taking down 1, but Panko immediately answered by Howl.
Yeah, Howl picking up a ton of kills there as using the teleporter to their efficiency, shutting down the bomb plant. Infamous Jackson unable to get in there, but Small Cat going out and getting the triple headshot with the Vandal. Conestoga had a real chance to get back into that one. They denied the plant, but then coming in and Howl getting the plant. He got his ultimate from that. That's an operator for free.
Yeah, that's problematic because you're hoping at least in that round where you start to pick up a couple Vandals and you can start to, you know, actually engage in these gunfights, and then have it to go so determinedly bad is problematic for your future rounds.
Yeah, Conestoga already going into a save round here. And
you have to.
You do, but if you look at the KD ratios from the other team, a 6-1 and a 4-0, and then another member with 3 kills, they're getting 3 members all into the action, and it's like in League of Legends, if you're able to get a 5K gold advantage early, this is going to be huge for Conestoga to come back, and I'm not saying it's impossible. There's Free Fire getting the opening kill of the round, and a big explosion onto the site, but taking a little bit of pressure there is going to be Free Fire for the NC State squad, but able to get the bomb down with that Gecko plant.
Yeah, Free Fire's push on there did hold the Condors off. They'll have to go for the retake as Spike is planted. Down a player, it doesn't matter though. We're at even 4 before battle now. Can you at least get tag 1 headshot? Not quite. Exotic dropping 2 of our players. A trade coming soon after, but when it's all up to Panko, it's going to be tough unless she pops. Oh, Panko, get it.
That second headshot, just electric from Panko. She has a chance to continue the round and cannot get the headshot. The falling aim is just not enough there, but that is an electric attempt here as Conestoga gets a little bit of life breathed back into that one. We'll see if they can ride the momentum.
Well, the biggest thing there was, as you said, the life breathed back into the team. I mean, when a teammate does that, it doesn't matter if it's you or them, it just really brings a good amount of energy to the squad. It shows, hey, we can do this. Panko, I am sad that she didn't get the 3-piece, but that definitely says, oh my God, I can do this. That's how you start flow state.
And the biggest thing too is that she got a big economic boon from that. Is that the extra kill, the extra 2 kills that she gets from that, and she's going to be able to support Team Sports. We see Howl busting out the operator, one of the best, I think the best gun in the game because of its statistical bonuses that it gets.
Oh,
a little bit of moment of quiet, a little bit of the calm before the storm here, Brody.
Yeah, see if Howl does manage to get an early pick. So far, NC has managed to start almost every round with an early pick. That might be the first one. The flick is off, and Panko stays alive on site and holds off the onslaught.
Oh, my goodness. How close that peak was to seeing there, and all it takes is 1 frame to come out. As we're going to have action here. Getting the kill is Mina. Getting the big kill on Small Cat, and there is still Howl there. Knows Mina's there, so this is going to be big on Panko to give the support that the Brimstone needs in the corner there to stay alive. And there it is, the big kill. Howl taking down Panko, and that means that Howl knows where Brimstone is, and we might see another kill in the kill feed there.
Well, they now have the knowledge they need to engage on site, but the Condors still locking down with a player advantage. And that's massive when it comes to these gunfights, and you know where your opponents are. The peak is going to come out there. Headshot for Kaz, but unfortunately, the trade does come out.
Now, when you're on that defending side, that's exactly what you look for. Shutting down that initial fight and forcing Infamous Jackson to take another second to realize what's going on and sending out all his abilities to try to get this bomb plant down. But in the open is Infamous Jackson. Owl going down. MGD picking up a very clutch kill on the B side. As it's going to take a big gunfight here. MGD taking down another member of the NC State squad. Infamous Jackson going down. That's some clutch play there from the Condors and exactly the life that they needed.
No, I mean, ever since we had that Panko 2-piece almost into the 3 in the round before, it feels like momentum's definitely starting to fall in favor of the Condors. Keeping it up and not getting ahead of yourself, though, is going to be the key factor here. The way they played their patience was a key factor in making sure that they could take that round. Keep that up.
Yeah, exactly. They had map control the entire way throughout that map, and Howl on the A site, they knew that he was the danger player, but they almost used him as a decoy, and Conestoga almost knew that it was going to happen, making sure they kept the reinforcements on B as we're going to have action on A big stream of players going in through A short. Howl taking down near the bathroom's way, though.
That's great. Oh, and a trade, though, for Free Fire. That's fine. As we move on to the side, that A rush is probably going to be a spike plant for the squad. as the rest of the Condors are still struggling to get back on point.
Conestoga's putting himself in a really, really unique position here for defense, as this is usually where the attackers will come from, chilling in the bathroom here for Conestoga. And Ella Bloom also on the rotate. They're going to be coming in from so many unique battles that I don't think NC State is going to be able to account for. That's 3 separate angles of attack that Conestoga is going to have here. And we are, again, in the combo for the Storm. It's a 4v4 battle.
Ooh, engagement might happen soon, though. You see in that back corridor there where Ella is patiently waiting for her other 2 teammates to get into there. And once they make that turn, the battle's going to begin. Almost a poke on that peak. And then Util's out. There's a kill. Another one. Panko and Ella Bloom getting on the board. A third one taken down. Kaz and Panko finish things off. Defenders win, and another round for the Condors.
Now, the smart play that happens there was the 2 members in the bathroom rotating over to give Ella Bloom the advantage they needed in the numbers battle, and that is the advantage of having a unique position. That's something that Conestoga has accounted for. They thought they would get into that situation, and they took advantage of it, and forcing a timeout from the NC State squad, who now feels like they're being outplayed in these final 2 rounds.
Well, and that's also massive, too, to get that called so quickly, right? Like to say, okay, 2 rounds, that's all we've got. We're still trailing by 50% of the rounds that they have. And they say, no, we need to stop this immediately because they're so threatened by it. Like that feels good for the Condors, honestly, to see that timeout hit.
Something clicked there for sure, as the Condors map control did a complete 180 after that first 4 rounds, as they've been able to bring the fight to the NC State squad. And if you look at the arsenals from both squads, I mean, they're going to be able to arm themselves up a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a save round from NC State here to try to live and fight another day with better weaponry against the Conestoga squad.
No, that's a good point. I mean, they still got that 2-round advantage. Giving up another one if they do go for a save round isn't too problematic. They'll still hold the lead against the Condors. But the major thing is, of course, trying to stop the momentum. But if you give them, a save round, you run in with pistols and you get wiped again, that really doesn't stop momentum at all.
No, not one bit. And so the 4-2 lead, and maybe that's exactly why the timeout was needed, is how can we stifle this momentum while we have the economic disadvantage now? And that's the position that Conestoga has afforded themselves by playing some really efficient Valorant.
Setup looks like it's favoring A site. The Condors spread around quite nicely here. And a quick rollout here as the race tries to get on. But it doesn't look like it was super successful. Smokes preventing their movement onto site.
Yeah, and having those Astra abilities come down, Conestoga knows that the fight's going to go down here. And if the NC State squad knows that those Astra abilities are down, it might be smart for them to retool and think of a different place to go, because Astra could be a big difference maker here. As actually, Conestoga is going to have to be dealing with those smokes coming up here, as there's going to be an attack here. The Gecko using their blinding abilities, and coming on hot is Free Fire, getting the big shot down, as that's the Gecko ability, getting the plant down, as that's an extra attacker out there for the NC State squad. It's a 5-on-3 now.
Yeah, unfortunately, losing 2 players in the fray of all that, but let's see if Panko can pick one off. There's one. Ella Bloom simultaneously taking down Free Fire, and now it's even.
Yeah, 3v3 here as a battle going into Lamps. Ella Bloom wants to take these close-range matchups. Cypher using that ult to give the advantage over, and Panko has the ability to make a huge play here, shooting him to Lamps, getting a double kill with the rocket launcher. As now it's a 1v1, MGD is going to have a chance here. They have to get a big kill and a plant, so time is of the essence.
Oh, no. Yeah, she went for the fake, try to pull out that defender there, but time is getting way too low for MGD to be able to defuse this. You hope at least the gunfight. The good thing, though, is that you did shut down your opponents as best as possible. You bring them down to 1 player, and they're, again, having to spend money into the next round.
Exactly. That was their timeout strategy. They had a full minute to discuss and talk about what they wanted to do that round, and they only came out of it with 1 member remaining.
Right.
That is everything for Conestoga to take out of that for confidence and to know that, hey, we're hitting our shots, and we were that close to countering that strategy. And Panko with the epic double kill with the rocket launcher.
No, I think you still walk away happy from that last round. Sure, you did extend the lead of NC by another one, making it a three-round gap, but you also felt good in that matchup, although chaos off the bat here, putting Conestoga at an advantage.
So making sense of that, we got a ton of pistol kills coming up for Conestoga on the save rounds, as Something that we've seen from the Conestoga Condors on these save rounds is that they love to rush the bathroom. They usually send 2 members in with sheriffs and just prayed for one-shot headshots. And in that round, we saw Ella Bloom come out and hit her shots, and that's exactly what happens, putting Conestoga in an advantageous position, a 3v2 when they're running pistols, they're running classics, they're running sheriffs, they're running ghosts against the vandals that the team that has the higher economics, as they have a chance to be thrifty here, but a classic against a vandal, you're not going to win that gunfight, a 2v2 here, but Conestoga able to pick up weaponry, I would hope.
Yeah, no, at this point, I mean, if they can even get one more, this is good. You're just forcing NC to rebuy for as many of their players as possible, especially when you're running a safe. All you can do is hope to get some kills. I mean, getting a round win is I guess, out there, but it's still possible at this point with the 30-second timer hitting. Looks like they're picking the wrong rotate, though, as we do have NC starting to move their way into A.
Yeah, taking their time, NC State, using the patience game as the biggest downside to what happened to Conestoga is not able to pick up any of the weaponry that was dropped by NC State and not even being able to pick up Kaz's Marshall that's on the ground there. The ultimate coming out from Brimstone ineffective as the area to plant on that B site or on that A site is just so big. Yeah. But giving up a lot of space and using a lot of util, this Conestoga squad, no one really has a shutdown ability. Astro can pull people into the center there and concuss them. Using their ability, they do have another one down.
Okay, we have one player sneaking. They should be able to get the defuse if they can get that gunfight. That's going to be one. The second one, unfortunately, for the Condors, disappeared from the map in a 6th round for NC.
Yeah, the positive thing that you can always take is they're getting them down to 2 members. They're getting them down to 1 member, and it's like when we are on the attacking squad, when we are facing these same situations, it's probably, I mean, I just say this being hopeful, it might be going our way instead as, again, an attacker-focused lineup Conestoga has. They're gonna be jumping all over them when we switch sides. The Sky especially is going to be, I think, a whole lot more effective using her blinds, using her dog to figure out where the enemies are and being able to pounce on positions that you can abuse. As here we see the bathroom rush again from Conestoga, the Brimstone, placing down the early smoke, and they like taking that early gunfight.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't come out with anything to show for it on the other side. NC stacking that A site. Got one lurking around the other side just to see if anyone comes up behind, if they have any other options the other way. And now, NC making some moves.
Expect to see a double teleport here from Conestoga, the Cypher and the Viper, both on B site, and they had to rotate very often. And if the attack from NC State is loud and hard enough, then yeah, you could see them on your minimap there, folks, at home. They're ready to teleport, and if they're going to teleport, the enemy team's going to know where they're going, as there's Astra laying down her ability, and that's going to give no vision as Free Fire jumps in using her ultimate ability and cutting the map in half there. The Astra getting a free plant down as NC State and foregoing the teleporter. Oh no, going through the teleporter, MGD getting a big kill. Ella Bloom going down though in the process. MGD with her position being exposed does get a kill. Howl taking down Panko. Conestoga attempting to get this fight back here after the Astro Wall goes down.
Now, remaining players try to do what they can, but they can't do much. Howl with a 2-piece to finish it off, eliminating Kaz and MGD. Unfortunate round for them. Just well played, though. You got to give it to NC.
Well, that is a really, really good flick there from the NC State's Howl. It's not easy to make those shots and going almost an entire 45 degrees over. It's impressive work.
I guess it's something you expect from the player that went chamber, right? It's that's the player that you expect to have some good aim if they're picking an agent that has a gun that needs good aim.
Their literal ultimate ability is a 5-shot sniper rifle. Yeah. You would hope so. And I think one of the funniest things in the game is that Chamber is known as a sentinel, defensive character.
Right.
When really it's all aim, no brain, other than like the teleport ability.
Fair, yeah.
So, I mean, the way I played him is I'd peek angles like an idiot, and I would just,
playing some offense.
Exactly. Pray I win. I use him as a duelist. And what we're seeing from Howl here is a lot of what you see in a lot of casual games where he's using his aiming ability to, or they are using their aiming ability to get some favorable matchups, and they're taking very aggressive peeks. That's been something that I've been noticing throughout this entire game, is that Howl in particular, they are really aggressive with their peeks, especially for a Sentinel. It's like if you took a Viper and used those same peeks where...
Hey, I mean, at some point, if you are good enough, you can rely on your aim to carry you through some of these matches. And so far, NC is relying on that because they have a 7-2 lead over the Condors in map 1 here on Bind. We'll see if the Condors can get that momentum back, but it does feel like earlier that momentum was killed with that. Oh, battles begin. MGD and Free Fire are going to trade out.
Ella Bloom just not able to get the shots on there as we got a little bit of a different look from NC State heading over to that B site. MGD being forced out of the teleporter, thinking that they were going to get hit by the Gecko ability and it missed in the end of the day, but that's going to force a full rotate. And Conestoga with the backs against the wall. They got a few members here coming back over from their spawn side as the NC State defense, it's unique right now. Conestoga unable what to think as they're probably going to explode out and do a counter attack as Free Fire gets a kill through the smoke.
Oh,
Free Fire going down though to Panko.
Yeah, Panko on a roll once again. Let's see if this can be what the Condors needed to really put themselves in a good position. Through the smoke, some utils out. And let's see if those gunfire shots can come out. Not quite.
Yeah, so
split the targets.
That was a pretty unique spot there from NC State. They were completely held back from where the site even was. Not a single member of them on site to defend the bomb. As the brimstone smoke, they just trusted that they knew where they planted the bomb and they trusted their instincts to shoot the Conestoga members as they defused it. And the moment the brimstone smoke went down, and keep in mind, those last 19 seconds, or at least they used to when I was really into the game. They might have patched it, they might have changed it. I'm not entirely sure, but when I played the game, it was a full 19 seconds, and
That's a long time.
They had the patience to sit behind that, know that they could defend their spike still if they had to, and the moment it went down, crap hit the fan.
Yep. No, it was not good.
That's
for the Condors. They're definitely finding formidable opponents here. I do like, again, star player to watch Panko. She's been just wonderful in terms of landing her shots, but can't rely on one player.
Has the mirror matchup unable to go in Conestoga's way. The Rays taking out the other Rays, and that's the aggression coming out here from the NC State squad as they have all 5 members of their squad on ace side. It's going to be up to Conestoga. That's Ella Bloom, especially on this rotate here, leading the way as the Viper character. That's what I'm going to be looking for here is Howell wants the fight.
Well, let's get Howell out of the battle because
a full rotate here coming out from the NC State squad. Something unique as Cass gets a kill through the door of the teleporter. It looks like a very quick kill coming out there as a full rotate. They had 5 members on the A side and they're coming through the teleport. They didn't like what they were seeing on A side. They thought we could do a full rotate and still win this round, and it's a 4v1. It's going to be up to Mina to clutch up, and clutch up she cannot. It's 9-2 right now.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do in a situation like this? It feels like NC's just making decisions, and those decisions tend to be full of confidence. I mean, like they're making the right calls every time, and the Condors playing just a little bit behind, I guess. I mean, how do you fix this? How do you keep up with this?
I don't like to think about humans as bots, but if you had to think about the brain as something that can flip switches, that can register a 0 or a 1, there was that 2 rounds there where the switch flipped in the Condors' brains, and they figured out the strategies. A counter timeout came out, and it just didn't go in the favor.
So you're telling them to play like bots?
I'm saying they need to go into their Android brain and flip that 0 into a 1 again.
All right.
Or
that's great.
Oh no, what if they have iPhone brain? They are Zoomers at the end of the day, as we are in the Zoomer generation. But they need to go in, and if after the timeout they won those 2 rounds and they flip their brains from a 0 to a 1, maybe they got to go back to what was working in the past and go back from a 1 to a 0.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's really hard to get into that flow state. I mean, that's why I was really hoping Panko would have at least got 2 kills on that previous round, because I mean, that's what we saw before. That got the Condors in the swing of things as well. Sometimes you just need one player to step it up. It could be any of the other 4 as well. But being able to get 2 kills in a row, 3 kills in a row, that can feel good. But for now, it's the slow game. This worked well before for them. Being able to play patient, be able to play slow on defense, this has been how we've won our 2 rounds.
And keep in mind, this is the map that Conestoga picked. They wanted to be defense first on this map, and they've been having the battle taken to them here, and maybe they were more confident in offense as they wanted to go, as that's the danger of facing off against a chamber, as it literally just takes one frame of exposure as the NC State squad moving on, unable to get the bomb down, but they still have a full 10 seconds here as Free Fire getting into attack with MGD, and MGD picking up a big shot, headshot, using the ability. Ella Bloom also taking down a kill. It's a 4v3 in Conestoga's favor.
Still in our favor here. You thought maybe Small would have stepped off. We saw Small with a great streak earlier in the day, but another trade down to a 2v1. This should be winnable.
Oh, a big shot there from Exceltic as MGD on the site. They're picking up a new Vandal full of ammo. Does not need to waste time reloading, as this is going to be a big aim challenge. Both members of both squads only able to see each other's head. This is all aim right here.
Oh, unfortunate, though. You're going to have to stick this going through here. This is going to be troublesome.
Oh, no. Having the Astra ability coming out there, she's vulnerable. It could only take, I think, 3 body shots and she'll die.
Oh, at least she got that kill. Oh, my God.
Take what you can get. Take what you can get.
No,
I mean,
that was just great reflexes. I think we'll see. I don't know if we'll see it here, but that final kill was brilliant. Just flip off of the defuse. Quick little pop, clean things up, but you don't get the defuse at the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunate. Look at that. Just pulling it out and having it ready, as that's a really nice kill there, especially when vulnerable, when everything around you and your screen is trying to distract you, as we have now flip sides, Conestoga on the attack, and it's going to be interesting if they can force NC State to come to them like how NC State was forcing Conestoga to do the same.
The thing is, we've seen multiple times before where maps that were supposed to favor one side, maps that are supposed to favor one team, whether it's their pick or not, have oftentimes gone exactly against the status quo. So maybe that'll happen here.
Very lucky there, as Howell misses the shot just a little bit high, gives Conestoga a little bit of life as they rush in here, and they're going hard on the rush B strategy. One member here up in hookah for the NC State squad is taking out MGD, but getting onto the site is the Conestoga Condors, losing 3 members. Papanko picking up a big kill on Howell. Free Fire and Exceltic finishing off the round, though.
Yeah, Exceltic remained very composed there on site as the Condors tried to make their way in, but it did feel like they were pushing through about 6 feet of snow. It was uphill, and unfortunately, the avalanche hit.
Well, yeah, something I was going to mention before the round even started is that they can only afford to lose 3 rounds, and now it's 2. And
this is quite the comeback act. This is you got to win a lot of rounds in a row here.
As I said earlier, the second round after the pistol round is usually the easiest one to win if you win the pistol rounds, and that does not bode well for Conestoga. We're going to need a bit of a miracle to come out here as Conestoga putting all of their efforts into this round. They know if they lose this one, they almost lose the game.
Yep. And this is where it's very easy to just lose sight of it and say, wow, this is a lot of rounds to win. It's near impossible. And for your mind, just even though you're still playing, to just give up. And that's something that is going to separate winners from losers, is that mentality and being able to stay locked in. So hopefully coach is giving that talks right now, but unfortunately with 2 players down, it's going to be hard to maintain that resolve.
Hitting their shots and hitting them well. The NC State squad making quick work of the Conestoga Condors here with their bigger weaponry, and we're seeing the Dudge pulled out here on long, and there's infamous Jackson picking up a nice headshot there with the Ghost. As not a single member of the NC State squad going down. It's just Conestoga was playing the NC State game and unable to play it well, just being forced into unfair gunfights that they had no business taking.
Now match point on map number 1, a Condor pick. This is very surely not the way that they anticipated this to go, unless for some reason they had some sort of weird long game plan of, hey, let's not win map 1 and win map 2 and 3. But I highly doubt that.
Yeah, you don't think they were trying to war of attrition them, try to out supply them?
They knew they were going to win so badly, they said, let's make this fun. Now, I highly doubt it. And with one more round win for NC needed here, there's a good chance it can happen as Small drops down 2 players, and this is going to be a very difficult battle to get that spike planted.
This is especially disappointing because I liked what I was seeing there. Conestoga had a big advantage going on there. They would have had the information based on the teleporter and based on how many members they could have killed on B site there. They had more members over, but unable to get that initial gunfight going down. Small Cat on the NC State squad able to get 2 kills, but MGD 2 kills of her own evens it back up. Conestoga has a chance to play some good offense here and stay in this one.
Well, this is where resolve really comes in. The strength of mentality is going to be massive. They know it's even. This makes it a little more reasonable to win the round when you know that the player count is matched, is equal, and the players sitting around that B site.
Yeah, they do have an entire 40 seconds. That's enough time to rotate over, go to the A site, and go to a different strategy. But no, maintaining on this B site for the attack when all the NC State members are here as Kaz picks up the first kill. And Conestoga, maybe this is a confidence play from them. They knew that the members of NC State had rotated over, but they knew that they could beat them in gunfights. And that's all it took to get the initial fight down.
Spike planted now for them. All they got to do is hold off this retake from the last 2 remaining players from NC. Free Fire is starting to get close enough that he might be able to take a pick. We'll see if they do it, and they do get one. Kaz is down. We'll see a third. No, Small Cat on a tear down to the 1v1, and Mina is going to hold it off, clutch it out. And a round win there. Yeah, you see the smile on her face. She's happy about that one.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a big, big kill there as a really big play by the Rays of the NC State squad to come out of hookah and almost just end the round and make it blow up in Conestoga's face. But some huge shots by Mina there, and that is that improved weaponry. She got a Vandal and made it work as Conestoga has a chance to really get back into this one. They just need to ride the momentum like the Metallica album, Ride the Lightning.
Well done. Well, it's going to be hopefully not as fast as Lightning, and this momentum to dissipate quickly. Oh, losing a player early, though, does definitely hurt, but we've seen them be able to pull back from these situations.
Yep, they just got to get some really efficient trades off here, and they need to prioritize having an efficient attack and using their abilities well as the opposing Viper using their wall. It gives them an advantage. It's all going to be blind peeks here. From the Conestoga squad, they're going to have to wait till that wall goes down, and here it goes.
Action through the smoke there. Fire waiting for that push from the Condors. They know where it's going to come from. All 4 players stacked up for a B-side push. It's all a matter of just time until the explosion happens. Oh, you saw the gun. Yeah, that's going to be information out, but there is a pick from Kaz and Panko. 2 down. This is great for the Condors as they try to move on site.
And you're saying Panko, the star, you want to see star plays, and just what the doctor ordered. It's a 4v2 in Conestoga's favor as Panko coming in there and making it work, getting aggressive as Kaz also picking up a kill but going down herself. Howell and Famous Jackson getting the NC State squad back into this one. Conestoga does have time on their side. The bomb ticking down slowly.
Well, this is the thing. All they have to do is hope that those wall banks don't connect. They can just hold their positions because both of these NC players have to make that peek around. And that's going to be Mina with 1. Mina almost with 2, but Ella will support her teammate. And there's another round win. 4 on the board. The climb continues.
Yeah, you talk about efficient trades needing to go down, and that's exactly what it is. Every single time NC State tried to take a fight, there was a second member of Conestoga there, and that's the advantage of playing on defense. And that's something that NC State did very efficiently, was forcing Conestoga to play their game, and we're getting it the complete opposite way. Conestoga has been dictating the action so far. And
I just wanted to point out, too, with Ella, I know she was trying not to smile too hard, but I saw a little smirk coming out at the end there, too.
Yeah, well, you can see it's creeping out. It's creeping out a little bit in the corner of the mouth. And one of the biggest things is usually the defense will dictate the pace and the speed and tempo of the game by shutting down the offense. But no, Conestoga's offense has been aggressive enough. They're using their abilities beautifully. Kaz has been a difference maker on the offensive side of the battle.
Full rotate around for the squad over to B site. It seems they got the information they needed to know that there was a full stack from NC on A, and only 1 player rotating around here for NC. This could be a good position for the Condors if they make their move.
Yeah, I'm loving this from Conestoga as they are fully aggressive in here. They see that Viper wall, but they know Viper wasn't there for the fight. It's going to be a big battle out in hookah, and I love this position from Panko. It's star players that make star plays, and that's what I'm expecting to see.
We'll see it, though. We do have NC already on. As they made their fastest way over here, they'll have to get that retake. How do the Condors hold?
Ooh, if Panko knew that Master was there on her abilities, she has something free. There's a big headshot, 2 big headshots from Panko, and going down off the ultimate ability. Free Fire getting another kill. Exaltic, oh my goodness, Konosuga dropping one after another. As unfortunate as a very, very efficient use of the Raze ultimate ability. That rocket launcher ends the game, as Konosuga does have something to come off that game and be proud of. They had a glimmer of hope that they could carry into Icebox.
Hey, I mean, I do have to say, at the end there, that was fun. You saw them having fun, and I think that's going to play a big piece, as you mentioned, coming into Icebox for them. Especially, again, as I can't remember if Ella said she hates that map or loves that map, but there's been plenty of times since I last talked to her about that, a whole summer's worth of gameplay that could have happened, that story could change. So hopefully this is going to be a turnaround, even though I believe that was NC's pick. So they got ours. Maybe we get theirs. We've seen that happen plenty of times in Valorant with this school, to be honest.
Well, something I was thinking at halftime when we were down, I think it was 10-2, was how excited I am for Icebox, because as I said before we got into the game, that Bind and Ascent are some of the Valorant OGs. They're some of the original maps, and Icebox is very polarizing, and something that maybe the Condors squad needs is something polarizing, something that tests them, something where they have to bust out a different strategy. It tests their confidence, and it tests that discipline.
The problem, though, is if our opponents pick it, then
well, it is their map.
They might come in with some a game plan. But they also do know that the Condors do have it in them to really light it up and take these rounds. Unfortunately, Free Fire had the round of their life in that last round there. But yeah, it is possible for the Condors to swing into the momentum of things here. The question is just how long can they keep it consistent? It does feel like it comes out in short bursts of rounds, and then it falls away and falters again.
Yeah, it seems like they were very much so a momentum-based team, and something that exactly why I'm excited to see Icebox is because Icebox is definitely a more strategic map. It's something where you have to have bona fide strats, and that's something where you can't just rely on momentum riding. While it is fun and it is exhilarating on a map like Icebox in particular, you got to be ready.
No, that's absolutely true. So we'll see if this, definitely not intended for the pun here, if this ice does happen for them before they hit into Icebox, because there is going to be a couple minutes before they hit the field. So hopefully they can carry the momentum through to the next map.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Esports is for everybody. That's what makes this so special, where there's not a lot of barrier to entry. It's, do you have a passion for gaming? That's all it really takes. There's so many different things involved in this. It really does take that full team to make a successful event run. And that's what this program does. You got the lighting going on, you got the video capture going on, you got the whole production crew that are packaging this all together, you have the shoutcasting that's happening. We want to be that pinnacle for esports. We want students to come here, learn from industry best, and launch their careers in esports. You have that new arena that's being built. To have that investment through the college, it proves a lot. We're invested in this. This can lead to something really big and something really neat and something that you're really invested in. It's $1 billion industry, and we really can't wait to see where this goes.
Welcome back to our Conestoga Esports action. More Valorant GC squad, and if you didn't tune in for the first matchup, didn't go in our favor, and if you didn't tune in for the intro, I'm Curtis Cove Collings, you see it right down there, and this, Brody, Leaf X Moore.
Look at that.
Yes, we
way down there.
It's I'm kinking my neck a little bit, but we had a bit of a struggle for the first game, but we did have some positive things that we can build off of.
Yeah, the positive things is that we found out we're very momentum based. Now, the issues, we were talking just in the break too about why that might be, and a lot of the victories that came out were when the Condors were throwing some oddities into the mix. The problem with that is while it does work temporarily, oftentimes that's not going to be an exact solution. It's more of let's throw some gauze on the wound to slow the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, instead of getting surgery and fixing it.
Yeah, actually getting the stitches that you need. We'll see, though. I mean, Icebox could be a different story. I mean, I think getting that momentum for them probably was very nice. I mean, just mentally felt nice. You saw the biggest smile on Mina's face at the end with that pop-off. You saw a little one trying to get out from Ella before. The squad is having fun, and the squad is feeling it, and that's important. At the end of the day, we're here to play some games. I don't think they take these losses too hurtfully. You know, I don't think it stings their heart too much. But obviously, it feels nice to win. So hopefully they can come to this. Hopefully, coaches help them out to say, hey, here's some strats. Here's what we actually want to do. Let's get some real plays, things we've worked on before, executed on Icebox.
And that's the biggest thing about a momentum-based team is that it's so easy to look at when momentum's not on your side and get down on yourself. But it seems like in the esports hub they're focusing on those rounds that they won, and they're focusing on some of those multi-kills that Panko got. And as you said, the pop-off from Mina that led to some big smiles there. And that's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest thing that I think coaching leads to is you focus on your successes and build off that.
Right. And you get the Bob's MGD there as well. Just they're in the zone. They've got some grub. I think did I see like a hot dog as well at some point too?
I make no assumptions. Food is food.
It's either food is food. Put it in a blender. Let's just drink it.
Interesting.
But either way, like they're ready to rock. Like they look like they're having a vibe, and at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so we're getting into our character picks here, and I'm very excited to see if we get some changes as Icebox will show us something different. Some key characters that we didn't see in that last match. The agents. Neon. We didn't see a single Neon come out, and that's been a very, very common one. We didn't see Jet because we did have the Raze action. We didn't see either team bust out a Killjoy, as it looks like Swatcat and MGD flirting with the idea of that. As
we have a potential double Gecko as well, though, because like this was something I mentioned I've seen a lot more of now is that. So the fact that we only had the one coming up before, maybe we'll get the double here.
But no locks yet, so a lot of discussion going on here as Mina has now switched over to Omen. But again, no locks. It's going to be a big question mark, as I'm sure that both squads using this time to discuss strategy and get their heads into the game as the characters were getting down. Still no locks. This is something very rare. Like I feel like in every single game we played, as we're getting our first locks in, both teams getting a Killjoy for sure. So we're going to see a lot more of a slow type defensive play, as both teams also locking in Geckos.
My question is, how likely does someone swap to a Neon here? Are we going to get one? Doesn't look like it.
No, not for the Conestoga squad, as we had a Jet come out, and they are more preferable to Jet in the usage of smokes here, as Icebox is a lot more of a strategy-based game, and Neon's a lot more of that run-and-gun action. As the Conestoga squad, the full team breakdown is Gecko for Ella Bloom, MGD on Killjoy, Omen for Mina, Viper for Kazza, and Panko for Jet. On the other side, Sova for Howl, ISO for Free Fire, Gecko for Exeltic, Killjoy for Smallcat, and Viper for Infamous Jackson. And I think the big story of this is we're seeing an ISO get busted out here, a character that I'm not even that familiar with. It's something that's more new to me as someone who has played more Rocket League and other games as of recently. But the thing, my friends, I knew you would like that one. It's my friends telling me all the time that you would love ISO, because I was the guy that would usually get the most kills on our team and do the IGL. And what I know about him is that his ultimate ability is you just force someone on the enemy team to 1v1 you. And it is elite. It's electric stuff. As you can see now, you send them to the gulag.
Yeah, you send them to the gulag. Get that one, and that's shows a lot of confidence. A player that plays that it means heck out. And who was it that pulled out?
Oh, I would have to see it again because it was on the NC State squad. So someone there, and wasn't even Howell, who I would have personally pegged to be in that position.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, that's the player. Maybe it is just like, hey, if we have a player that
it's free fire.
It's just about that makes a lot of sense. Free fire was feeling really good at the end of that last round there. So we'll find out though. First pistol round underway as Condors once again rocking defense. We'll see if they can hold off a little bit better to the attacking NC State than in the map one.
Yeah, it could be the football strategy of playing your preferred side second so you can have those extra rounds of catch-up as a little bit of slow action here as NC State likes to put the patience on and definitely make Conestoga rethink where they're going to attack from as the bomb is on A site, but trying to get a little bit of rotate here as they're coming over to the B side. Ella Bloom going down to Small Cat as it might be a fake push as it is the entire A side clearing out, coming over to B. They've successfully faked it as 3 members of the NC State squad completely taking over A site.
Well, they're going to recognize real soon when that spike gets planted, and they're in the wrong spot. Wonderful for this squad. And Connor's like, uh-oh.
That is
we got to go the other way.
Big brain strategies out here on display. Really good stuff there as Conestoga now figuring out as we're going to have a full 4v5 retaking of the site. Of course, ISO on the NC State squad has taken damage, so Conestoga had a chance to get an initial trade-off.
Yeah, potentially, but this is going to be a hard retake with that wall up as well. The vision obscured, and with it dropped, they can finally make their moves here, but with a player down, it's not going to be a very easy retake. They can't be losing that gunfight either if they want it.
Yeah, just Mina left and her as well going down. The strategies on display. I was telling you that this map is a strats map.
Yes, you're right.
In pistol round, we're seeing it come out.
Well, and this is what I mentioned too with my experience with it too. The teams that did really well against our squads last semester were the ones that very clearly had set plans and follow-up plans too that they could react to. The second that a player would drop on their team or they would drop an opponent's team, they would have an executed plan that they follow through. Do we rotate? Do we stick this? And we're seeing that from our opponents. So if they have these strats coming into this could be problematic for the Condors.
Yeah, and my biggest buzzword always is confidence. Confidence to pull off those strats. Confidence to rotate over when you know you have to. And Conestoga getting fooled there because they did have the confidence. As Free Fire picks up the first gold round with that Guardian coming in, as that's already bad enough not having the numbers advantage and not having a weaponry advantage too, as fully coming in to take over the site. It's just Mina, the Omen, here with just a classic back against the wall, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's honestly, I would love playing ISO too. I love just having that wall in front of you. This shit just protects you. Feels good. Gunfight lost there, Howell.
Good damage taken down, though.
Yeah, at the same time, we know Howell to win those gunfights, and I imagine they'll play a decent position here to try to not be at the forefront of a battle. Kaz at least has Free Fired out.
Yeah, you take what you can get, and having just classics and the rather garbage pistols, I'll be just frank about it. It's just important to get damage off on these enemies. As Infamous Jackson picks up 2 really nice headshots there. You got to respect. Where respect is due, that's good aim.
Infamous Jackson getting involved in the killing sprees as well. Feels like almost every single one of these NC State players does have the ability in them to just snap and tap pretty cleanly.
Oh yeah, it's a big school for, I mean, all sports and clearly for esports too. It's something that we're gonna have to look at in our bracket here moving forward throughout the season, as Conestoga is definitely gonna have to think more about what they do here, as they do have a little bit of weaponry to fight back, as there's some aggression from Panko trying to get an early fight here, playing Jet, that initiator.
I know, I'm down for that. Panko on the early fight is a good call. She's been star player for the squad.
Yeah, going for a wall bang there, as they know that the fight's going to be here at the A site, but the smarts from the NC State squad could always come to backfire on the Conestoga squad, as it looks like they're going to rotate out and go over to the B site, as the Killjoy abilities are going to be paramount for setting off and giving Conestoga information, as information is going to be the name of the game for Conestoga to play efficient defense.
Oh, might get a pick here, though. That's Kazi and Panko both getting 1 apiece and puts them into a good spot to defend this B site as they make their way over.
Yeah, I promise you, Panko, I had no clue that was coming. As MGD coming out and unable to pick up the kill. That's a really nice sheriff shot, but going down as well. Kaz getting the numbers advantage back in the Conestoga way. They just got to they can relax now. The spike is on the ground. Kaz can relax. And Panko gets a big kill there too. They have the numbers advantage. Coming back over from mid though is the Omen and Gecko. It is a 1v1 with Kaz and picking up the kill on the 1v1. That's clutch right there.
No, this is what you like to see. I mean, this is great, especially moving to the attacking round. I feel like that's why we've got a Gecko on our side. They knew the attacking side was a little weak in the first map. So get as many wins on defense here that you can get before you flip sides, but there's a long way before that. So
now I was so scared here. You see on the replay, Kaz getting that big kill in the 1v1, and I call it a 1v1 because the two members for Conestoga were still at the middle of the map rotating over, and if Kaz loses that fight, there is a chance that they can get position, and both members of Conestoga coming together. It's just two clicks that could really end the round, but Kaz, ice in her veins, able to pick up that kill, and we head into the 4th round of action.
Again, set up for any potential split here. The Condors not sure what to expect in this 4th round. And it seems that NC wants to take that. Hey, is a bomb over there as well.
Yeah, lots of slow action, and making the first mistake is Free Fire, setting off the zipline sound on that, getting the first kill for Conestoga. Exeltic getting another kill off on the Gecko there, and has the bomb in control is Exeltic. We're going to see them use the Gecko's ability to give them an extra shooter in the fight. It will be a 4v4, no matter what. But again, calming down here as the members on A site waiting. They tried to do a fake B and ineffective was Infamous Jackson. It looks like they're fully going to commit to that A site take.
Yeah, I like the patience from NC here as well. It just gives them a time to regroup and then actually push on as a squad.
Yeah, that's huge, taking down that Gecko plant's ability, and Mina saying, not here, this is my site, and the big anchor ability from that Omen, sending out one smoke as Exeltic coming in on the plant, but it is a manual plant. Conestoga has a chance to retake the site.
Yeah, they did buy them enough time to get over on site as well, as you just mentioned.
There's the start. Kaz gets a big headshot, and Kaz gets unable to get the second headshot. Exeltic picking up a big double kill on both MTD and Kaz, but Panko making a big play there. The last member left have to get 2 kills. It's only going to take 1 body shot to take out the sofa, so Panko in a good position.
Making her way on here, goes for the fake. Sees if anyone can come above. She heard the zip line, but around the corner, time is starting to run out. There's one for Panko, but definitely has to clear out that last player. She wants to get back and get the defuse. Can she win the gunfight? She's got
4K.
It. Beautiful. And gets the defuse too. Is that going to be in time here?
Our hands are crossed.
The praying hands are out. Get the emojis
Look
in
at the
chat.
smiles on their faces.
With an absolutely beautiful clutch for the squad.
The 4K on display there. And something I like to say is star players make star plays, and we just saw it. And here's a little instant replay of the action. The first kill coming out to Panko as they just anchored the site, and it's just incredible work there and just shutting them down. And ice in her veins. It was a 3v1 and able to use the audio cues to her advantage, and playing as Jet, an automatically speedy character, able to give them the advantage there, and using the dash ability is the only reason she was able to get there in time to get the difference off. 1.3 seconds was the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. And again, I've said it a few times, Panko, at least for me, has been the star Conestoga player. While we have seen some pop-offs from the rest, a lot of this good momentum has been hinging around her, and I don't care if she can keep pulling off plays like that.
Oh, exactly. Her and Mina both playing off some big plays. And Kaz, you can never discount the ability of Kaz to click on heads whenever it is called upon. As it looks like we're going to get some action on B side coming right at Kaz's. She should just slow down and wait for a little bit of help here as all 5 members of the NC State squad over there, but we do know that they have a lot of strategy and counter plays.
They you can never count on them sticking to a site that they first said they wanted to go to. They cannot make their mind up. And oftentimes they'll head out, but they are going to make their way on site and push here. The Condors are in a decent position to try and get back here. 2 kills for Mina. It's going to be against our 3 kills. Ella Bloom following suit, and just 1 NC State player left.
That is some terrific work as Ella Bloom letting the Gecko ability defuse the bomb, giving them 5 guns, all to defend the site with, as that is a flawless round for the Conestoga defenders.
This is the momentum we wanted, all hinging around that win before the clutch out for Panko in the previous round. And now the Condors looking good.
I was telling you that Mina can make some star plays, and Mina on display there, getting a big triple. And Conestoga, what's that, 3 rounds in a row?
That would be 3 in a row, yeah.
Yes, sir. And that's huge from Conestoga. And And Leaf, when will we see the first timeout of the game, as it was around this spot here, that it was after this round that we got the first timeout?
Yeah, I don't think they want to waste it this early on because they know that Condors are a bit momentum-based, or they're hoping that this momentum is going to fizzle out for the Condors just by itself.
Yeah, and so time will tell as NC State going aggressive here on the site, and here we are in the gulag. And Ella gets the kill, a big headshot. That's exactly what was needed. But going down to Exeltic, it is now a 4v3. The spike down, Panko expects something big here. Blades out.
Wow, she sees she's going to wait just a moment, getting the flank around. She might be able to sneak up behind to the air, and no one in sight, though. And good spots. Can she get the kill? There's one down, two potentially, not quite.
And hunting them down like a pack of hyenas. Conestoga moving as one. It's a 3v1 as shooting through that smoke. They're getting the first kill, Smallcat. But MGD is just sticking it. And the body block from Kaz, sacrificing herself for the good of the round.
That's all that matters. I mean, obviously, you don't want to lose as many players as possible, but being able to get that round win is overall the more critical plan.
And it's the biggest thing I noticed there was playing as a team. That was Team Valorant. Every single member of the Valorant squad who are still alive just body blocking for the defusing member, saying, "You are not shooting her. Get out of town." And yeah, looking at the scoreboard here, a really good performance from both Panko and Kaz, clicking on heads, earning money, and we have an operator out. I didn't mention it last time because Panko was using their ultimate, but there's going to be some skill plays, and Panko buying the operator means that there's confidence in the map.
Oh, right. And be able to keep it through 2 rounds as well. We'll see. This is a lot of action around A site. It looks like it might be another fake out, though, as we do see the bomb starting to make its way around to B site.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking to me, as the counter ultimate, 2 ultimates going out before any action even happens. The Killjoy ult was forcing the Viper ult to get negated completely, and I'm coming right back over to the A site. It's the NC State
squad. Fake out.
The double fake out because they used the Killjoy ultimate. They knew that the Conestoga squad had to clear out, and coming right back over, maybe forcing them to do a rotate. And yes, 3 members of Conestoga on mid. It's going to be a tall order to get back into this one. A 5v3 Smallcat picking up a big headshot on Ella Bloom. And there's Kaz waiting.
Let's see if they can make some action here. There's one down, actually. Yeah, Kaz is going to even things out a little bit closer. There's still 1 player down, but they will still have to start pushing the site soon. 1 gunfight.
That was the turret for the Killjoy, and there is the information game for NC State. They know about that one character, but they don't know about anyone else. Coming up close in the gunfight, Kaz taking down another member. Celtic getting the trade out. Kaz unfortunately going down to Howell. Conestoga left just to pick up. Big headshot. A second headshot. She's going off. She wants to delete and unable to keep it going was Howell. Unfortunately, she not have time to get the bomb down at the spike defused at the end of the day, but unable to get that final kill. But Star plays regardless. Really nice headshots.
Oh, I think all you care about is the fact that they brought it down to 1 player at the end there. Beautiful hold from Kaz. You'll like to see it, but if you could get that last one, it would have been nice. But you did force some buys from the rest there. And there's a timeout for ourselves. This, we do want to maybe stop any momentum they may have on the other side. But that double fake out, I want to talk about it because they started the whole series on Pisserata with a fake out. And then they set up, we call this conditioning and mix-ups. They've now conditioned the Condors to say, oh, we think this might be another fake out. Offsite they go, also because the Killjoy, but then right back, now they throw in a mix-up to the other side. And now the Condors are going to be left thinking the next time the NC wants to go for a fake out, what are they actually going to be doing?
Yeah, they've opened up the book to both options, and now it's going to be a coin flip. And having a 50-50 shot gives you a 50% chance to be wrong. And that's the biggest thing is you're no longer 80% sure of one strat coming out. They have used it only once on each side. And to your credit, a very parallel to their first fake out was that they used all of their abilities to the fake out. They used the Killjoy ult on the fake out there to force all of Conestoga off the site. And so the mind games there is that when the Killjoy ult goes down, Conestoga thought they would have to rush back onto the site because they would have had control, but they saw the members down at mid, so they sent 3 to 4 members to the middle of the map, leaving the site completely open. And that's why it was effective.
That's what I'm saying. It was a solid plays that really is going to make the Condors have trouble thinking into the next time that happens.
And I remember yesterday completely discussing about how League of Legends is a chess matchup, and we're seeing just as much strategy coming out in this game.
Can happen anything. This is a full stack over to B site, though. It feels like this probably is going to be a commit for them.
As the ultimate ability goes down for the Viper, and just trying to get a little bit of that site control for the NC State squad, as lots of abilities going down here. Conestoga does not have the health advantage, but has the numbers advantage as MGD gets a big headshot with the Sheriff.
Now, an advantage for the Condors, and it's slowly slipping away, though, as they only have one player advantage. Now it's 2 again, as Panko evens out.
That's a very effective flank there. It's Exaltic just fighting for their life here. Is going to get pincer between 2 members. I don't think they know where MGD is, but they do now, and MGD don't care. Picking up the headshot through the corner of that wall, and something that personally just confuses me as the inability to make use of that Viper ultimate on the NC State squad. They used it, and I thought they got a little bit of the sight, but Conestoga clearly did something correct to shut them down, and even without having the vision advantage, able to keep their numbers game in check. And that's pretty good stuff. That's stuff that they can work on throughout this game, and know that they could fall back on these strategies.
Well, so far so good. The lead is held on to by the Condors, extending it even by 2 to a 5-3. Of course, this map isn't over. Anything can happen, but hopefully they can hold it.
Well, exactly, and this is the decision of the NC State squad to attack first, as Panko is going to have a big gunfight there. A tall order just completely out in the open and making the responsible play to get back, and most likely make the call as Kaz buying time for the rest of the console. Condor says, we got a little fight box here. The 2 Vipers combining their walls to make a right angle as Howell takes down the first kill in our fight pit.
Oh, and that's going to be a trade there. Kaz getting last on Free Fire. That's definitely a player that you want off the field.
And Kaz, a player that you want in a situation like this. An ace specialist so far getting all their kills. This Mina's going to get a big gunfight here. And that gunfight comes to Mina's direction. Right in the side of the head. As Ella Bloom also going down. Kaz, a tall order here as MGD is going to have to make good use of that. Ultimate is a headshot there from Kaz. Just something we've come to expect.
Yeah, that's looking good so far. But there's still a player advantage there for their opponents. MGD gets 1, but can't get the last. Howl. Always a bit of a problem for us, but it was an uphill battle considering the player advantage.
Yeah, something that probably is a parallel to a Call of Duty game is these corner advantages and the peaks. Is NC State knew where to look that entire time as they conditioned Conestoga, as you were saying. They're conditioning Conestoga over and over again, where they haven't had the rounds leads, but the strategy it's definitely there, and they were exactly in the right spots to shoot Conestoga a lot more easily than we were able to shoot them. And Exaltic for NC State having an excellent game, just something to mention. Dying a lot, but getting the trade-offs, 11 kills in 9 rounds.
And Panko rocking out with the op again. Hopefully 1. Oh, you really hope that gets tagged, because that sucks to have that down so early.
Yeah, almost getting a kill with the sniper rifle there, but El Bloom taking out the knife and trying to get a better weapon and defend the site a little better. Exaltic able to get the kill there. It's a 2v2, so Conestoga definitely not out of this one whatsoever.
No, that's very true.
It's just hopefully the weapons. The weapons are going to be the biggest downfall, as Howell does pick up the first goal on Kaz.
Hopefully the mental is still there, though. I think they're still locked in, but Mina can't make things happen. But again, I think the squad mentally still in it. Even on Ella's death there with the knife out, it was a little, you know, she wasn't too upset about it.
It's just something you wish you could take back, and this is something where I'm going to out myself here as someone who's a more casual player, but when I'm using the Classic, I never use the burst fire ability. I always focus on just the single fire and prioritizing hitting headshots, because it can do 50 plus damage, but I am definitely a noob. I only see them do the burst fire, and I'm completely outing myself as a noob here. Because apparently the burst fire is way better.
I wouldn't even do that.
But I don't know. In a situation like that, when you want to try to get headshots, I mean, these players are some of the best aimers. I mean, they have the best aim in all of Conestoga, and these are some of the better players in our entire NACE division. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm an aim guy, but I guess that's why you equip the Ghost over the Classic.
Yeah. You got to work on that, bud.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
I see. I asked for it.
Things are even now with 5-5 apiece across NC and Condors. We'll see who takes the advantage after this round.
As big kills there from Ella Bloom and Mina on the flank. Ella Bloom looking to stay in the fight here. A 5v3 for Conestoga, but they do know she is there. Panko able to get a kill on site, Kaz as well, but both members trading out pretty heavy there, but Conestoga coming out with the man advantage, 2v1, the spike in possession of NC State.
Yeah, they do have it, but again, it's a 2v1.
They don't know.
They don't know. Played right, though, from the Condors. They should be fine. Panko says, I'm going to get out of there right now and wait for my teammate to come support because they want to guarantee a win on this round.
And the biggest thing is that they didn't know that infamous Jackson was there, and Kaz able to come over. Kaz, for reference, ran all the way to A site, was like, no one's here. Ran all the way back and ended the round.
Well, that was the comms for sure. The second that Panko had eyes on infamous Jackson, she says, I'm out, let me wait. Kaz, get back on over here. Let's do this together. And great comms from the squad.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's efficient Valorant, and they've clearly built off what they saw on Bind. 6-5 right now at the ladder before swap, and they will be going into the second half in the lead or tied. And compared to going into the second half down 10-2, I would much rather this.
You know?
Yeah.
That's true.
As Panko immediately getting up into the fight. They're able to get one kill, and that's all it takes, getting that first gunfight down. They've gotten the information, and here's Ella Bloom. And as I like to call the Gulag, and taking down the shields, getting shots on, and unable to get the kill there. Free Fire with a nice headshot. Unfortunate, but Mina getting bounced back into it.
Yeah, you're hoping that 1-1 goes in our favor. There'd been massive come out the other side here, but at least it is still 3v3. Now down to a 3v2 as Kaz gives the Condors the advantage.
A big shout out to Kaz for just how efficiently they've been playing in the first half of this one. Every single time I see their name in the feed, it is a huge headshot. As Mina had a chance to get Howell and then turn and get a second, but unable to get the efficient killer for the side guys. I don't think they know where Kaz is, and they don't. Kaz with one headshot. She has the information and gets it. A big 3K to end the round, and going into the second half with a 2-round advantage is Conestoga.
Yeah, it'll be intriguing, though, because, of course, we started as defenders on this one, but they were anticipating, at least from my limited knowledge, the attack side, especially, as I mentioned before, with a Gecko pick like that, because that's going to help them get onto site and get that spec down.
Oh, absolutely correct, and I am very excited to see the Gecko Jet combination, because that is a big dash ability. That's a big ability to go in, create havoc, and have the bomb going down while you're being shot, and having that extra gun of the Gecko out and active. And when you have one member of your team forced to plant that spike, you're in a 5v4 matchup. And so that's a big advantage to having that Gecko, is you could still take gunfights 5v5. Wow. And of course, with how good Panko is doing these initiating fights, you should be going into most rounds of 5v4.
The devil. Nice, beautiful early pick.
Yes, we should be going into these fights 5v4. We have a real opportunity to get some damage in here as they look to do the rush B strategy. As the bomb is down, this is what you like to see.
Love me a little rush B, and hopefully they can hold it from this retake here. They have that player advantage. We'll see how NT's going to answer.
Yep, they're just holding back and using time to their advantage, trying to keep as many members as they can alive, but Howell using their character's ability to take down Kaz. Panko getting a kill after that, and Free Fire as well. Trades going out galore as Panko goes down. Ella Bloom goes down, but Panko getting the kill in return. It's just MGD, and I'm pretty sure Panko left to defend this, and Panko going down. Free Fire versus MGD, but Free Fire doesn't know that MGD is here.
Oh, but it's around the corner now. Oh, come on, please. Thank you, MGD. I was very, very worried that would not go into our favor.
And that was burst, I was going to say, and that's exactly why you use the burst fire. 3 bullets immediately into the chest of the so-called defending player from the NC State squad, and making me eat my words from earlier.
Yeah. Well, now you know something you can go home and practice on. Maybe you'll skyrocket.
I'm going to continue to be a noob. I've
to each their own. Hey, we play games to have fun, and as long as you're having fun, no one can tell you otherwise.
Well, exactly.
I mean, your teammates can, but no one else can.
Well, you know the age-old adage of if you're not good enough to play, you coach, and if you can't coach, you cast.
Yes,
and so that's why I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now.
That's fair enough.
As we got, this is just as lucky as it gets for the Conestoga Condors side, as all 5 members of NC State went A, and all 5 members of Conestoga went B. It's almost laughable, as we're going to get some really creative fight angles here, as it's going to be a full retake.
Yeah.
Wow, this is rare.
It's funny because it almost looks like they spawned on opposite sides at this point.
as Howl takes down 2 kills immediately on the save round. And of course, it being a save round, NC State was going to 5-rush any site, and so Conestoga had that 50-50 opportunity, and they did pick right, but it's going to be crucial for them to hold off here the mid and attacking side is Mina. MGD, Ella Boom getting kills. Mina with the second one on the round, but also going down is Ella MTG. It's a 1v1 right now.
All they got to do is hold off on the bomb, though. It wasn't long enough, and unfortunately, Howl is going to get the kill, and I do believe that this is a defuse as well.
And there it is, 0.29 seconds. That is, wow, that's quite the clutch round because the Sova Howl also picking up 4 kills to match how much health they had left in the round.
Yeah, you really felt like that was just another round in the hand of the Condors. It just how the plays worked out that we had a full site to ourselves to hang out on, but what a retake from NC.
That's good Valorant being played there, and another thing that they can take from that is that they lost pistol round and did the rare thing of winning the second round. Conestoga not able to pick up the win when they had a huge gun advantage. Now it's going to be big for them to hit their shots as this round is now there in the safe situation as Free Fire takes down the first kill of the round on Mina.
Well, no early loss from NC, but an early loss from the Condors will make a push onto site a little harder. They're going to choose to bring the whole squad together over to B, but still leaving the option back for A.
As yes, here we are in the calm before the storm here. 3 members of the NC State squad over on the A side, so they will have the man advantage even though they did take down the first member of the round. But now revealing their position. Everyone knows they're here. The DK coming out as the gunfight's going to go on. NC State doing the full rotate, and Conestoga still has the time. Go back to A site. They could do a double fake of their own here. It's just going to be that gecko. Yeah,
I'm not sure if they'll want to, though. I feel like the spread is a little too hard. You also don't know if you have any players from NC trying to flank around. You don't want to get caught out in the open. So it looks like they're just going to split up to still be able to take B and just maybe see if they can get any kills from behind.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of NC State is rotating over to mid, getting the last 2 kills, but they don't know that Ella Bloom is here. That's the big thing about her hiding and not coming back over. She picks up a headshot there. She's done good damage, but she has outed herself. She is in a corner, as cornered as you can get, pretty much.
Yeah, no, this is an ideal situation.
That's one word for it. Yeah, there's other words I could use for it, but the stream, our producers would not be happy with me as Howl takes down Ella Bloom. Not in a good position there as they tried anything and it just did not work. They still have the lead, 8-7, but they're going to have to play some good Valorant and maintain this economic situation. They're going to have to get back into this. They're going to have to keep good guns moving forward.
Well, I mean, you don't really think you're going to win a pistol round. You do hope at least take one body out from your opponents. And
yeah, unable to do that, getting a flawless round as this round could be a decider for the rest of this. It's going to be 5 rounds left for Conestoga to win, 6 rounds left for the NC State squad to win. So every round matters moving forward as there's the ultimate ability from Howl coming out early and getting 2 kills with it with barely any knowledge. That's some good Valorant from Howl of the NC State squad, getting 2 kills just firing through a wall. That's the reason I don't play Sova is because I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, no, sometimes you just anticipate where a player might be waiting and good calls from them. That'll put them in a good spot there, but Ella at least trying to even things up. Get one more down and you'll have that even matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Putting herself in a good position to counter the ISO's abilities, but the full retake coming out here as the shots coming out from Peko, getting one, almost getting a second one, but hiding cover, unable to get it as she was standing in the equivalent of a Molotov as going down. Howl, another 4K, has a chance for an ace here. We'll keep our eye on that, and it is. It's the ace for Howl. Oh, that's not what you like to see if you're a Condors fan.
Yeah. Howl with the ace. I mean, if there's any player on that squad that's going to get it, it's probably going to be Howl. It's been very problematic overall this whole series for us.
You got that right, and here we're seeing more of that strategy-based play for a lot of the teams here, forcing players to go and take individual gunfights. Even after Conestoga got the bomb done, it still felt like we were fighting against them instead of them fighting against us, you know?
Oh, don't you know? Well, 8-8
the
now.
Canadian of me coming
all tied.
out there.
Hey, here's the thing. We've been in a tied situation. I believe it was back in the 5-5 on the rounds in this map here on Icebox. So now we're at 8-8. The Condors did start to pull ahead again, so the possibility is still there.
And Panko is definitely going to have the pressure on to hit these knives, getting some good damage out, but only has 3 opportunities to get a kill to refresh those knives. It's going to be on Panko to get them back into this round as Howell does get the intro kill. The attacker Killjoy is going to force Conestoga either to go on heavy or completely pull out, and it looks like neither.
Yeah.
As they're all about to stare at their hands. Oh no, it's the attacker Killjoy. That's the constant abilities. Is forcing one player out. The colors are confusing me. I will not lie to you.
There's a lot of effects.
As there's Free Fire using his ultimate ability, everyone's busting out their ultimate abilities. As I'm shocked that we brought both the Jet ability unable to get kills with that, and the Killjoy ability also unable to get kills with that. As they put down the Killjoy ability but didn't attack off it, as just not going in their favor here. Kaz trying to get anything to go down. Howl, another kill, another multi-round, and I apologize for the confusion, but it was our Killjoy who used the ability, but for some reason we just didn't push off it, and whether they didn't like what they were seeing or they just didn't have the confidence to go off it, I'm not sure, but not going in their favor as Free Fire does have the ability to be a difference maker with the ISO.
Well, you mentioned all the ults coming out, but I think this was an important win, especially I think for NC. Being able to finally grab yourself the lead. This will be the first time I believe that that they've taken the lead then for this. Or no, they have the first 2 rounds.
Yeah,
but then
was
since
2-0,
then,
and then we went up 3.
Yeah, since then they didn't. They've just not been able to get in the lead. So this will be good for them just in the mental game and of course, obviously, economy-wise.
Oh, it's a test for Conestoga full and full as we got some more aggressive plays coming out here, trying to rush that tube and unable to get the first kill. Mina going down with Small Cat. Going down in return, Ella Bloom getting a big kill. Panko needs to hit those shots to keep Conestoga in this round. It's going to be a 4v3 and not in the advantage of the red team, of course, being Conestoga, as Infamous Jackson also getting a kill.
Yeah, MGD out of that, leaving just the last 2 players for the Condors. Ella trying to work some magic here.
Yeah,
but it's
that's
not going to happen
for it. As I feel like she knew that Free Fire was going to come from mid as she was watching it for a while, but then the rest of her squad mates going down. She's got to watch all 24 hours on the clock and unable to do so. Going down as Conestoga losing rounds, and you gotta have that momentum play. We talk about it all the time, but a triple kill, a double kill, whether it be Panko, whether it be Panko, or whether it be Mina, that is what Conestoga is going to rely on right here. Zajante, one of the better coaches we have here at Conestoga College, forcing a timeout and forcing them to take a breather.
Well, the timeout gets called for Condors, and I think this is a good time for that to happen as the Condors are starting to lose that momentum. And this was a really good amount of momentum. We saw them fizzle out pretty early on our first map on Bind, but here now on Icebox, that momentum carried out through a lot of rounds in a row. So being able to shut down, I guess, or refresh yourself out the other side of a timeout this is the right call. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, this is where they're going to have to light a fire under them. A little bit of a pep talk probably, as this has been a very streaky game, and the next team that goes on a streak, I picker will be the next team to win. As you see here, it went 2 rounds win, 4 rounds win for us in return, as we got a little bit of trades in the middle of the game, as you were saying, when we had our tied rounds, but since then it was a 3-round wins in a row for them, or for us, excuse me, and then 5 in a row for the NC State squad, and that's going to be the story of the game, is if they can stifle the momentum of NC State, who Conestoga has to take a round right now. They can't afford to have them go into 11-8. Yeah, it has to be a 1-round game. It has to be 10-9. They can't afford to lose this game. It's now or never for Conestoga.
Well, we'll find out as the round gets into the swing of things with a lot of noise right off the bat. Jackson takes out Panko, and that's, again, one of our players you don't want to be missing early on in it, but at least Kaz gets some revenge on Free Fire.
Yeah, using patience is going to be paramount here for Conestoga. You don't want to force any direction, as the entire NC State defense is spread out, and that's the advantage, is it's going to be one-on-one gunfights unless Conestoga can bring more members and take efficient peeks, but they don't. Ella Bloom walking out alone with no abilities. You call that a dry peek, and not going in the Conestoga's favor. Another dry peek. Jackson on one right now, absolutely locked in.
Yeah, Jackson, crosshair placement, nicely done. Just got to sit there, recoil, control, and you got the kills. That's exactly what Jackson did. 2 more Condors missing from this battle, and it's going to be a hard task in front of them up. Mina is going to maybe try and start the momentum for the Condors.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough, as the information not at all in the Conestoga favor, as Howells definitely has the advantage on this peak, as Mina's going to have to be out in the open as she's taking these gunfires. Again, it's a big information game, and the information not in Conestoga's favor, and you see it biting them in the behind. Small Cat able to take out Mina. Of course, a 1v3 MGD does have the mechanical skills to get them out of this as she grabs the spike and is rotating over to A.
All right, solo play, come on. MGD, give us the show of our lives here
10
today.
seconds left in the round, though.
It's not going to be easy.
She can get it
Go
down.
straight for the spike plant.
She has time. She has time.
I
This
don't
is
know
gonna
if
be
she has
close.
time.
Oh, and the shorty kill comes out.
At least she got the spike planted.
Take what you can get from the round. This is going to be 11-8, and this is going to be it's going to be paramount for Conestoga to win every round going forward. You cannot have your backs against the wall.
2 more round wins here for NC State, and they'll be able to stop the Condors from trying to bring this into a third map. You would have liked to see it. I really felt like there was a really good step forward for the Condors. I mean, this was refreshing for them, and regardless of win or loss, I think they got to be happy with what they did to really retake the series back and make sure that it was not just a wipeout.
Oh, they stayed in the fight every single round of both games, even when it was a little bit closer. And the big story here is Conestoga is spending literally every last dollar to stay in this one.
You don't want to be trying to fight back from match point. You got to just get this round and go for it. Because if you get this round now, you have a better eco going into the next one, and of course, you're still not sitting at match point. But if you try to save for the one after and you're at match point the rest of the time, you have to win everything. That's tough.
As if Infamous Jackson misses the headshot this one. They've been an absolute fiend back there, and there's another headshot. That is not the man that's not the man you want to be attacking back there. He's got that locked down, and it's going to be tough to get them, and there they go. Infamous Jackson going down. Kaz, a huge kill there, and that was absolutely needed. Conestoga getting themselves back in here, and that resets the round. It's a whole new game, basically.
Okay, well, we'll see now. The Condors still trying to suss out some information. You see 2 players about to converge mid, although we do have the rest of the squad now trying to suss their way into B.
Yeah, we got a little bit of an explosion, and then right back to the calm before the storm as we're about to get some action. Maybe Free Fire does not get the visual, This is really good patience from MGD, and that is the... Oh, that's good positioning from Free Fire. Good position, good character usage using the shield.
And that's problematic too, because you also have the information that, and still having the player out mid means you're going to have a really good push here when you go and try to retake this A site as Condors move there.
I don't feel good as Exalted getting a big wallbang, and Howl as well as Conestoga just... Oh, that was not good. End up becoming lambs to the slaughter, just walking into the gunfights. It's tough, because what do? Do you go right at Infamous Jackson, who has been a machine on that yellow box, or do you go at A, where Exaltic has been, and has also been very good in locking down that spot? As Howl with 26 kills in 20 rounds.
Yeah, 26 and 8 is madness.
That's incredible stuff. It doesn't seem like every single round that Conestoga's won, it's been because Howl goes down.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Oh, of course, but Howl has been the last remaining member of the NC squad. Every single round they've won, that 8 kills is in the 8 rounds that Conestoga's won.
Well, potentially the last round here if the Condors can't lock in. They're not too far from a victory on Icebox, but they're further away than NC State is. The full rush onto A site has to work here for the Condors, lest they lose this series 0-2.
And getting the map position really effectively here. Panko in a good spot to do some damage as Mina able to get the shields away but unable to get the kill. But the trade-off from Panko, Conestoga keeping themselves in this good position. The Gecko ultimate coming out here. I like what I'm seeing for Conestoga. I'm shocked that we haven't seen the Viper ability going down. They might have the confidence to take this round here.
Well, we're going to find out soon because the retake's going to be happening in just a few moments as NC makes their way onto site here. Kaz gets one. Infamous Jackson is going to shut down Ella Bloom. Kaz clutching it out now. There's 2 Condors left and 2 NC State players left. But it does deplete down to 0 for the Condors, and NC State will come out victorious.
Yeah, GG's coming out in the chat has a very good fight on the Icebox map, and I told you I was excited for it, even though it was the pick of NC State, and still, Conestoga putting up the fight. I got to respect them. There's nothing that I saw in that one where I'm like, I feel bad. I'm so like that gave me a lot of hope moving forward. Is they went into enemy territory. Icebox was their pick, and they brought it to them. They brought it to them the whole way.
I think the the big thing for them that I've always seen from this squad is, again, having fun. And I think there were definitely moments in there where you saw them really proud of the work that they were putting in. Some of those pop-offs we saw from Mina. We saw an insane amount from Panko as well. So I think overall the squad, at least from my perspective, had a blast. I know I did as well, watching some of those pop-off plays. But it was so troublesome with Howell on the other side of that map. I mean,
my goodness.
You remove Howell, and I think the Condors have a better situation here. But a star player like Howell having the time of their life, it really is hard to overcome a mountain like that.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was going to say, is that Howell was the difference maker, is that we have 3 players that can all be stars. You mentioned it with Panko and Mina, but also Kaz in that final game ended up having 23 kills in just 21 rounds. That is good stuff in this high level of Valorant. And of course, Howell, though, being the story of the game, 26 kills and 6 assists too. They were doing more damage than just what they were killing, as that's the difference maker. But the biggest thing is Conestoga really brought it to them. They had strategies. They put them into effect. And as the season moves forward, that confidence is going to rise.
Hey, this was the first game in this league, right? Like, this was our first matchup. So there is no need to walk away from this being worried about anything. I mean, you have so much more time throughout the rest of this league play to be able to step up and continue to make moves. If they started this good, I'm not worried.
Oh, no, not one bit. And say we go into another matchup where on paper we're meant to dominate, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of those matchups, and I'm sure there'll be confidence boosters, and this was as close as it gets. And I'm sure that if this matchup wasn't the first matchup, and say this was in 4 weeks, we might have seen us take a map even. But that is all for our Valorant action. We will be seeing you guys again tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Yes. What are we doing?
Oh, what are we doing, buddy?
I will tell you what we're doing. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty action. As I'll be real with you guys, if I'm on this stream, it'll be my first time doing a Call of Duty stream.
Hey, Call of Duty's fun.
Oh,
I mean, it's high energy.
Yeah, I was prepared to do it today, and I'm very excited, as you will be seeing me tomorrow. You'll be seeing Brody tomorrow.
I'll be here.
I'm going to be telling, and we will have Willow, of course, on the stream with us as well, which very good to see her back, and I will get to tell you guys all about my Black Ops 2 Call of Duty experience.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
When I was 13 years old, sorry to date all of you watching.
Well, Black Ops 2, how old? I wasn't too far beyond you, I think. I was in my late teens, though.
Okay, so not so bad, but that was my game, and how we've evolved and how good the players have gone. We will see that tomorrow, and we will see you guys, Condors Nation, tomorrow for our streams. We thank you for tuning in.
Conestoga College is setting the stage for a new era in gaming. In 2025, we're opening a state-of-the-art esports venue, a premier facility for high-performing gamers in Canada.
In this 10,000 square foot facility, we're putting you in the center of the action. The facility will have 50 top-tier PC stations, 5 console stations, immersive VR stations, a team operations room, a full production suite, and a premier competition stage.
Esports is a rapidly evolving industry with global viewership of 532 million in 2022. This initiative goes beyond esports. It's also a platform for forging bonds, making memories, and creating connections.
Since 2020, Condors Esports continues to evolve, providing industry-leading facilities and experiences to the esports community.
Conestoga's esports venue expresses a sustainable and intentional future to compete, play, and work, all powered by gaming.
sometimes.